Hi, I'm Frank Walsh, Meridian Township Manager, here today with Good Morning Meridian, an update to the community on the happenings of Meridian Township. First of all, tomorrow is the presidential primary. We hope all of you will come out and vote tomorrow in the primary. And also, I want to thank all of those who have been involved in the early voting. Early voting was the 9 days prior to today, which ended yesterday. I want to thank all the volunteers in the clerk's office who made that successful. In addition, the Township Board held 6 listening sessions at the end of 2023 to get out and to hear from the residents in different locations throughout the township. Some of the main issues that were raised was the need for more traffic enforcement, the condition of local roads, and a number of other issues, all condensed in a report that's available online at the Meridian Township website. In addition, all of us remember the great public service from Ron Steica. Ron Steica served our community for over 30 years in public office. And the board recently adopted an idea to memorialize Ron's service to the community. And let's hear from Trustee Peter Trezise, who actually served with Ron Steica on the Okemos Board of Education.
Hi, I'm Pete Trezise. I'm the most recent appointment to the Board of Trustees for Meridian Township. Here to talk about the commemorative pathway named after Ron Steica. It runs from Okemos Road to Hewlett Road, near the power lines on Okemos Road. Ron Steica was the ultimate in municipal leadership. He served nearly 20 years on the Okemos School Board. I had the pleasure and honor of serving with him for about 15. And then he spent, I believe, 10 years on the Board of Trustees for the township, ultimately as supervisor for a period of time prior to his passing. The pathway was Ron's idea when the schools built the high school on Hewlett Road as a pathway for students from the apartments and for housing near Okemos Road to be able to get to the school safely and directly. The board truly respects the work of Ron Steica throughout the community, and this pathway is dedicated to him. I want to thank you for the time here and support for the pathway dedicated to Ron Steica.
One of the things that's important to us in the community is life-saving skills. And to that end, recently, our training officer, Brian Pinnell, and Lieutenant Sam Weber provided AED training to all of our township employees. It's a life-saving skill that's critical to everyone. Let's take a moment and hear from our training officer, Brian Pinnell, in the fire department.
Hi, my name is Brian Pinnell. I'm the Chief of Training at the Meridian Township Fire Department. What we did today was the AEDs that we purchased for the township, the new ones, we wanted to make sure all the township employees were comfortable with and familiar with. These do require quite a bit more extensive knowledge when you get into the CPR and the CPR certification, but a basic knowledge of how they work eliminates a lot of that fear and anxiety that comes with these and makes you a lot more easier or susceptible to use them.
The planning in the community is very important, and the master plan controls all of the planning, zoning within your community. And your master plan is updated every 5 to 10 years. And recently, the Meridian Township Planning Commission and Township Board worked together on updating our master plan. Let's hear some more details from Community Development Director Tim Schmidt.
Good morning, Meridian. Tim Schmidt, your Community Planning and Development Director, here to give you an update on the 2023 Master Plan. At a recent meeting, the Township Board adopted a final draft of the Master Plan that we can now begin to implement. It's an update from the plan that was previously adopted in 2017-2018 and doesn't have major changes in the land use or other items in the plan because, as we're all aware, the COVID pandemic had a major impact on development, among other things, from 2020 to 2022. We're still trying to understand the effect of that on the commercial and housing markets, but going forward, we have a new series of goals and objectives to try and continue to keep Meridian a prime community. There are minor changes with respect to the future land use map indicating some changes that were asked for by property owners and developers, and some fixes from the map that we found to address some homeowner concerns. Additionally, there was one major change to the urban service boundary, including all of the properties on Powell Road inside of the urban service boundary, rather than some in and some out. Again, the urban service boundary is not an area to designate where we won't or won't develop. It's to designate where we would provide services. Given that services were already available at the property line of some of these properties, it made sense to bring them in to the urban service boundary. There's a number of goals and objectives that are going to hit on every aspect of life in Meridian, from potential redevelopment of the Meridian Mall to keeping our neighborhoods safe and secure for the next generation of homeowners. We look forward to addressing these with the Planning Commission and the Township Board over the course of the next 5 to 20 years, because it is a long-range plan. So we welcome any input that you have on that as we move forward. Keep an eye on the Planning Commission agenda for their work plan in the coming years of what they plan on working on to help implement that plan. And if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Community Planning and Development Department. We're here to help. Thanks.
Just last week at the Township Board, the board honored a young woman for her life-saving skills at Hazlet High School. Let's hear more of the details from Chief Hamill on this significant event that occurred at Hazlet High School.
Hello, my name is Mike Hamill. I'm the Fire Chief from Meridian Township Fire Department. Today we're here to talk about a life-saving award. How we led to that is a bystander from another part of the state was at a science Olympiad at our local high school in Hazlet and actually rendered care to an individual who went into sudden cardiac arrest. Brandy Leal grabbed the AED, put it on the victim, while our Meridian Township Police Department, Megan and Maggie Cole, sisters that happened to be working the same day, started CPR. And the nice thing about the AED and the CPR, by the time the firefighters arrived, the paramedics and the firefighters, to render care, the individual was conscious, based on the heroic efforts of the teacher from Plymouth who actually put on the AED, as well as the CPR performed by our police department representatives. So the benefit here is, as we think about it, we pushed for many years for people to get training in regards to AED and CPR, because it gives an individual a much higher percentage of survival than waiting for first responders to get there and render care. So using an AED, doing CPR is so important today. It gives you, again, a much higher chance of survival than any ordinary day. So we just appreciate the great effort and the response from Brandy and Megan and Maggie Cole from the police department, because honestly, they saved a life that day.
Meridian Township is one of the few communities in Michigan that's Redevelopment Ready certified, RRC, through the Michigan Economic Development Corporation. Through the work of our Economic Development Office and Director Amber Clark, we were the first township in Michigan to be certified. Let's hear more about the recertification from our Economic Development Director and Neighborhoods Director, Amber Clark.
Hello, my name is Amber Clark, Neighborhoods and Economic Development Director for Meridian Township. The Redevelopment Ready Certification Program is a program offered by Michigan Economic Development Corporation to the communities across the state of Michigan. This program helps communities to align the best practices for redevelopment for revitalization goals across their communities. The certification process can take a lengthy portion of time, and with staff members from MEDC as your guide, our community was able to come to internal and external process updating with our master plan, zoning, and other requirements that will help fortify our community as a redevelopment ready community. With the past adoption of the master plan by the Township Board, we are now ready to recertify for the 2.0 program. This is a 5-year program that will align with our master plan. We will keep track of our goals and continue to update to make sure that we maintain our certified status of the RRC program.
The good news is there's very few Trader Joe's in the state of Michigan. And we are one of the 3 or 4 lucky sites to be selected for a new Trader Joe's. We're very happy to have Trader Joe's coming to the community. Let's hear more of the details on this development from Tim Schmidt, our Community Development Director.
Good morning, Meridian. This is Tim Schmidt, your Community Planning and Development Director, Here to give you an update on a project that's been floating around out there for some time. I know everybody is curious to find out officially what the building at the corner of Northwind and Grand River Avenue is. And as some of you saw on the internet recently, Trader Joe's has announced that that is a coming site for them. We don't have an official date of when it'll open yet, but it is well under construction, and they are likely to shoot for an opening later this spring, early this summer. Keep an eye on our website for any updates that we might have, and look forward to seeing you there when they open. Thanks.
Our staffing at the fire department continues to sustain itself as many communities struggle to find paramedics and firefighters. It takes a lot to be a member of the Meridian Township Fire Department. You have to be a certified firefighter and paramedic. Let's hear from Chief Hamill about our goal to get to 36 full-time paramedics.
Hello, my name is Mike Hamill. I'm the fire chief of Meridian Township Fire Department. Over the last 5 years, it's been very difficult to hire firefighter paramedics just because there's a huge decline in paramedics across the state of Michigan and across the country. As part of the recruitment retention program, we also look at trying to be a more diverse organization. So actually, out of the 4 individuals we've hired in the last 2 months, we've hired 3 great young ladies and then 1 really wonderful young male that have joined our team and are a great addition to our daily staff. In December, we hired 2 individuals, both that were paramedic students that passed their state tests in January. And so that was kind of our leeway into getting paramedic firefighters. And ironically, the 2 individuals we hired in January were in training with 2 individuals we hired about 2 years ago that we sponsored to paramedic training through our recruit and retention program, where we gave them the ability to get the required training. And they actually recruited these 2 individuals as well as the 2 we hired in January of this year. All of this is in basically, we're able to find individuals based on a recruit and retention program that our township board was able to put in place with Manager Walsh over the last 6 months, where there's some incentives that have been changed. It makes it a more desirable place to work with pay, benefits, and even when our firefighters or any member of the township, any employee recruits an individual for police department or the fire department, there's a small bonus that comes with that. So it just gives us the ability to reach out more and find the individuals that are not out there, using all of our communications within the township and people we know.
One of the things that's important when we try to recruit police officers, which is a very daunting task today, not only in the state of Michigan, but throughout the country. The state of Louisiana just issued a state of emergency because of the lack of number of police officers. Let's hear from Chief Grillo on the building improvements that are occurring and will occur at the police station as part of our recruiting for new police officers.
Good morning, Meridian. This is Chief Rick Grillo from the police department. And today I want to talk to you a little bit about some building renovations that we've done here in the police department over the last year or so. Back in 2020, we started an initiative called 30 by 30, in which our goal was to hire 30% females by the year 2030. And we were able to achieve that goal last year. And one of the, unintended consequences was we ran out of lockers in our locker room for the females. So we decided that we needed to put in new lockers. And rather than piecemealing in lockers like we had done in the past, we decided to do a complete renovation, tear out all the old lockers and put in new lockers. We did this over the past year in both locker rooms, the men's and women's room. Along with that, we've done several other updates. We have a electronic security system here now, in which we have cards that we use to access different doors, and it's really enhanced security around here, and also is kind of a byproduct of our accreditation status. Lastly, we've also gone through quite a bit of remodel with our flooring. The flooring in here was old, the carpet was old, the tile was old and cracking in places, and we decided it was time for a change. So all of the flooring has been torn out, and we have brand new floors throughout the building that are lovely, that are gorgeous, and we're very happy with the product. And it's really modernized our department, and we hope that it will assist us with recruiting and retention, as well as just give everything a better feel around here. Thank you.
Meridian Township is honored to recognize Black History Month and all of the importance of Black Americans and what they have done for our country. Let's hear from Supervisor Patricia Herring-Jackson on what Black History Month means to her and the township.
Good day. My name is Pat Jackson, Patricia Herring-Jackson. I'm currently the supervisor of the Township Board in Meridian Charter Township. You may know that on February the 6th, the Township Board adopted a resolution commemorating, observing, commemorating, and promoting the observance of Black History Month in Meridian Township. This called for a little research on my part and the part of others to understand how this national holiday came about. And we noted that in 1926, Carter G. Woodson proposed Negro History Week, and to include the commemoration of both Abraham Lincoln, whose birthday was on February the 12th, and Frederick Douglass, whose birthday was on February the 14th. Around 1926, this idea of acknowledging and learning about, teaching about, and commemorating the lives of Black people in America proposed Black History Week, which in 1976 was declared a full month observation, official full month observation in the United States by President Gerald R. Ford from the state of Michigan. And since that time, particularly since 1976, it's been declared a national holiday. It's also been declared specifically a state holiday, partly because of the influence of Gerald Ford. And in 2024, that contribution was commemorated by our current governor, Gretchen Whitmer. In Meridian Township specifically, we commemorate the national interests in the contributions of Black Americans to the life and culture and loftiest goals and objectives of the United States as a nation. This year, a focus in many parts of the country as we celebrate February as Black History Month. We are particularly noting the contributions made by Black Americans to art, fashion, and other aspects of the expressions, the cultural expressions of Blacks living in America. So by denoting February 2024 as Black History Month in Meridian Township, we hope to encourage all of our residents to learn, teach, and better appreciate all of the kinds of contributions to American life made by the Blacks living in America.
Well, that's a wrap on Good Morning Meridian. We hope you've enjoyed getting to know the inner workings of Meridian Township and all the things going on in this prime community. Thank you and have a wonderful day on behalf of Meridian Township.